What's up, guys? It's Thursday, June 1st. It's 7:43 a.m. and this is the crypto market update. So we're going to go on the bond yields and we'll take a look at the monthly chart because we had the monthly candle closes yesterday. Right now we have the vertical yellow sell now signal on the bond yields for this current month's candle. So we have to wait 29 days until this candle closes for confirmation. But this is a good sign as far as currently that, yeah, if we pull up these bottom indicators here, we do see the momentum's crossed down. MACD is about to flip red. It looks like December 2018 right here, just right before it started to break this uptrend and head down for about a couple of years for the bond yield. So that's what it's looking like it's doing. It's breaking this trend, and we could see this month it start to roll over. So let's go in the dollar, because the dollar is turning over right now. The dollar looks like it topped. You can see you have this long wick at the top here. You have the body of the candle going really bearish right now. And we're about to break below this key level 104.03. 104 would be better as far as a clean break. And then it's likely, the dollar it has topped here. So if we go to the monthly chart for the dollar, you can see that stock RSI has no momentum. I mean, it crossed up, but like it needs to get above the 20 line for the momentum to come in. You can see other times it's crossed up before, and usually it will do this. It will cross up, then cross back down, cross up, back down, cross up, back down when it gets down here. So I still believe the dollar has a lot more room to the downside. We're already seeing this monthly candle open up bearish right now, and it's starting to come down. So if we take a look at the TSI, we're headed down. It's a monthly chart, so this is pretty serious as far as there's no momentum to the upside if you look at the bigger picture of a dollar here. So we have the MACD red as well too. This monthly candle that just opened is dark red with the MACD, so it's looking like so far this could be the dollar top, and we could see a down month for the dollar in June. So if we look at now I think we came up to the 786 and tapped it to a T, or we got very, very close. So let me go back to the daily chart. Actually, yeah, we tapped 104.70. So tapped on that wick there, and the 786 is at 104.77. So very, very close. And right now we do see that we're breaking a trend line. The momentum's waning over. Yep, so we broke that. If we pull up the momentum here on the bottom oscillators, we're seeing the stock RSI crossing down, ready to cross through that 80 line, just like back here. Cross through that 80 line March 1st. Then we saw the dollar roll over. So I believe that the dollar is either topped or has maybe one more push to the upside back to retest that 786 and then rolls over. So that's the stock RSI. We look at the TSI, we're starting to really stall out, and the MACD is coming down. And if you look at where the TSI is higher in comparison to back here in March, I believe that's some hidden bearish divergence, or just bearish divergence, because we have a high here and a lower high, but in the indicator we have a higher high. So that's bearish divergence, and I think we're about to see that come into effect in the dollar action here. So let's go to a lower time frame, like a 6-hour chart. Yep, we're starting to break the 786 right here at 104.054. We could target 103.88 and then 103.375. But yeah, it does look like, and looking at the crypto charts, it does look like the dollar's about to roll over, and we're about to see cryptos have a pump up. So let's go to the stock market. We're looking at the daily chart. We have some sell warnings on the daily chart, but right now we're holding up pretty fine. If we look at the trend line here, so we're still in this uptrend. If we pull back down, I would say we want to hold that 14,000 level. But let's go to the 3-day. Yep, we got a 3-day sell warning. Okay, so 1 day, it's 2-day, 3-day, 4-day. Let's check that. We got a 4-day sell warning. I think we have a 5-day as well too. Let's look at 6. We got a 6-day warning. Let's look at the 1 week. We got a 1 week warning. Let's go to the 10-day. No 10-day warning, but we do have some medium term time frames flashing some sell warnings. So maybe we have one more push up with the US NAS 100, and then we see the momentum start to curl back down for a brief kind of correction. And we definitely want to hold the 13,800 level. That to me is definitely a key area of support now that we need to hold above if we were to come back down. But we do see the momentum's rising on the 10-day chart. That MACD is just keeping on going, and the TSI is getting above the zero line right now. We look at the monthly chart and that candle close, we're seeing that the monthly stock RSI just crossed up through the 50 line. The TSI just crossed up, saving itself from breaking below the zero line in the TSI. And then look at that MACD green spike right there, and we're crossing up. So that's looking pretty solid as far as for the US NAS 100. And then we have this clear trend line on the monthly as well too, that coincides with that if we were to pull down that 13,800 level to hold. So that's what I'm seeing there. If we go to gold right now is having a solid bounce from a level that I'd like to see it bounce at. So right back here, it bounced right there. And that was the level that when we fell off from there, we got rejected. Then we came up, tried to get past that level again. We fell off from there, slammed down. Then we came up to it, rejected, came down. We broke above, initially came back down to hold it as support. Tried to break above the all-time high back here, got a hair above, but then came back down to retest this level. So that's looking good as far as we need to hold that 1933 level as support for the short term if we want to see a short-term rally out of gold. But we just got a 12-hour buy now signal. I think one thing we were watching was the EMA ribbon. Yeah, it was the EMA ribbon on the 12-hour with this 200 moving average, the yellow line here. When we had our correction, we came back down to it, held it as support, and then we started to go on a run. So maybe we just kind of mess around in this area for a bit. We hold this 200 moving average as support, and then we go on our run. And as soon as, I feel as if we come up to this level, like 2065, one more time, I think this is going to be the one where we break through it and make new highs, because we've already tested that level once, twice, 3 times. This would be the 4th. Usually after 3 kind of touches, you start to see a decisive move. Really, are we going to get hard rejected, or are we going to blast through it? So that's yet to come. But if we go into Bitcoin right now, we just got the 1-day buy now signal a couple of days ago for Bitcoin over here. And if we were to pull back down, 26,400 is where the 786 is. We'd want to hold that as support. If we do break that, then we have some confluence here around 25,800 to 25,500. We have the 3-day EMA ribbon and 50 moving average coming up here around 25.3 as well too. And then that coincides with past support and resistance. So if we were to pull down a little bit more, have a scam wick, it would only be, I believe, a pretty late kind of quick drop and then immediate buyback to have a solid wick. So that's if we pull down, and it wouldn't be much if that were to be the case. It would be like a scare event type of thing. And then we would go up, in my opinion. But let me hide a couple things here. So let's check on this trend line right here. So yep, we're holding this trend line as support here. We measured the time as well too. I remember we did the fractal a couple videos back. So we had said, I think it was like June 12th, all eyes on June 12th for a massive breakout. One that would kind of take us up to the high 30s, maybe even low 40s. So we're gonna have to watch that pan out. But yeah, we're kind of coiling up here. We have this trend line coming down like this. We have this trend line coming up like that, and one of them is going to break pretty soon here. If we look at when this convergence ends, like I said, June 9th to June 12th. So that coincides with it as well too. So that's another thing pointing to that time frame as well, and a lot of other like news events, catalysts and stuff happening as well at that time. So we're seeing this coil up, and it's very kind of reminiscent to back here. I really believe like we're at a moment where it's just the calm before the storm. See how this kind of lines up? I really believe we're at the calm before the storm, where we had our pop up out of this bear market low. So I'll grab the whole thing. So we had this capitulation at this moment. We curled over, we popped up, came down, pop up, kind of curled down, formed this kind of trend line coming down. We had this also like trend line of support as well too. Like this one wasn't as clean because this was a capitulation moment. I don't think we were supposed to fall this far. If I were to connect this like this and matches with over here, I think maybe we were only supposed to fall to there and then kind of rise up. But yeah, so that matches. And based off of this, what comes next is a pretty insane summer as far as rapid price rises. We'll see if this happens, but definitely at least we know that there's going to be a big move or a big event to happen around mid-June. So that's going to be on the radar. So let's take a look at Ethereum on the monthly chart. So on the monthly chart, Ethereum got above the EMA ribbon here. It's holding that support. So that key level, it's got to stay above. I would say for short-term bullishness is around 1860. We do see the momentum's coming up here on the monthly. The stock RSI going above the 50 line. The TSI is trying to curl in and cross up right at the 0 line. And the MACD is curling in as well too. So we're getting very close. This is the time where these coins are super cheap, especially the ones that are utility driven. And this is where you want to stack up and load up with faith that they're going to do 10, 20, 30x in this next bull run, which I don't believe is too far away here. If we look at XRP, go on the daily chart, we are seeing that we're holding this trend line right now. If we were to break it at like 50 cents, I think we're going to come down, retest the 786 here around 40.4687 as support. And that makes sense because that coincides with some key levels back here. So right here. And if you look to the left, that was the area where we came at support. We broke through it. And let me hide this ribbon here. So that was the area where we held the support initially, broke down below it, came up, we tried to hold it, broke down from it, got rejected from it, held it as support, broke down from it, rejected. And then now we're retesting a key level here, this blue shaded Fibonacci zone. So if we need to kind of pull down one more time, I'd expect it would be at that 46.87 level. And that would be like an inverse head and shoulders kind of breakout of the trend line to retest. And then we could kind of do this bigger head and shoulders here, which what I believe would take us up to 72.68. So, and if we measure that, probably kind of works out. Bang, right to a T. So yeah, so that could happen mid-June. So we're going to have to watch that close because we do have some 12-hour sell warnings for XRP, like 11-hour sell warnings. We're getting an 11-hour sell now right now. We already got a 6-hour sell now, a 9-hour sell now. So it could be kind of reminiscent to back here where it's like a fake out. Then we go for one more run and we get sell warnings again. Then we have the real sell now. But or we're just going to have a quick correction down, retest as support, and then start to rip up again. All I know is, and what I can see is, XRP has legs and it's looking really strong as far as all the multi kind of chart pairings that we look at. So let's look at the monthly chart for XRP because it closed above the 50 cents. So the candle body closed above 51.5. I think that's what we've been saying, 51.5. If we take a look at this trend line coming up here, and that coincides, let me delete these drawings. So this trend line coming up here coincides with a retest of like that 0.4676. I think that's what I just said as far as the level. Yeah, like pretty close to it. So yeah, maybe a quick retest back down and then we rip up and it's like a springboard. Because on the 1 day, we do see that the momentum is kind of curling over, but it has time to save itself. We're just going to have to see how today pans out with the dollar, with bond yields, with Bitcoin and everything like that. So let's go to XLM because I believe XLM is going to rip. XLM has 1 month prepare to buy soons here. So it has the 1 month prepare to buy soons. We have like 3 week prepare to buy soon. We got 2 week prepare to buy soon and buy now already flashed. We got the 12-day prepare to buy soon, buy now flash. We got the 10-day prepare to buy soon, buy now flash. If we look at the 6-day, we got the prepare to buy soon, buy now to flash at the same level. So we're holding that key level here around 8.5 cents. And we just changed the trend from this red zigzag to the green one. And if we put a trend line coming down here, we had a clear breakout. And I think retested the trend line as support already with that wick. So this is looking good as far as XLM goes. On the 6-day chart, if you look at the stock RSI, we're crossing up right now. So the momentum is starting to shift up. And the TSI right now is about to cross up right below the 0 line in the TSI too. I love when I see that because when you see a high time frame come up close to the 0 line, cross down, but then start to curl up right at it, it's going to shoot. It's going to shoot, especially with this little selling right here, just like back here. This was the start of January 2023. We had this little MACD selling on the 6-day. We had the cross up. but we were way oversold. So we need to come up here. Now this next move from XLM is going to be pretty violent, strong. It's going to be pretty strong. It's going to be rapid, given that we're so close to this zero line on higher time frames. So, and we've already kind of pulled back a ton. This was like a little springboard for us to just, I mean, we could spend 50, 60 days going down very slowly, but we could erase it in one candle, really. So definitely eyes on us breaking like 9.5 cents. We'll shoot up to like 10.5. And if we can break that smooth as butter, we'll get to 12.5 and potentially 16 cents. So that's what I'm watching close. If we go, and we have so like 1 month prepare to buy soon, 3 week, 2 week, 12 day, 10 day, like tons of high time frame, long-term trade type signals flashing for the Stargate signals. Definitely think about picking up some extra XLM at these levels. Also holding that trend line to a T, holding it to a T. And we already broke out of this trend line coming down here like that. So it's looking pretty nice. And then XEC was moving. Let's take a look at the watch list or USD pairs here. We have Bojack XEC down a little bit today, but it got up to 4 cents. If we go to top gainers, Hexian's trying to do some. Litecoin's starting to move now. Gala, Audio, Floki. Oh, also, I think Hong Kong opened up investing in the digital assets for the retail today. So that's huge. So I saw something about Floki in China's market. I believe Litecoin's pretty big with China. Also, CFX, of course. I can't wait to see metal do something here. I want to see metal spike 10x before XRP hits 73 cents. That's for sure. But yeah, so we'll keep our eyes on it. We're watching those key market drivers, the dollar. We're looking at the bond yields, stock market, gold, especially Bitcoin, because it's going to move the market. We know a timeline and rough date as to when we're going to see kind of violent price movements. We know what's going on with ETH, same thing as Bitcoin. XRP, you know what we're watching for that. And XLM is looking pretty strong here. So I'm going to leave it at that, guys. That's it for this crypto market update. And I will see you guys in the Discord. The link will be in the bio. Come join it. And I'll see you guys in the next video.